Hello, boys and girls. My name is Miss Ashley, and I am the media coordinator here at Pembroke Middle School. I have been working part-time at Union Chapel, filling in for Miss Wendy in your media center. During the month of February, in honor of Black History Month, we have been reading stories to celebrate, and today I will be reading to you This is the Road, a story from the Great Migration. This is a story by Jacqueline Woodson. The Great Migration, it was a movement of African Americans from the South to the North. The Great Migration took place from the early 1900s to the mid 1970s. It was when more than 6 million African Americans moved from the South to the North. They moved to bigger cities because they wanted to get better jobs, they wanted better education, they wanted better treatment, and they wanted better lives. This book took place in New York, which is what we're going to be reading about. This is the rope my grandmother found beneath an old tree a long time ago, back home in South Carolina. And we know South Carolina is right below North Carolina. This is the rope my grandmother skipped under the shade of a sweet-smelling pine. This is the rope my grandfather used to tie the few things they owned to the top of a car that drove my grandmother, who was a mother now, from South Carolina all the way to a place called New York City. This is the rope my grandmother held tight to as my grandfather drove real slow past the people and big city buildings that seemed to go on and on. This is the rope my grandmother used to dry the sweet-smelling flowers she grew in small window boxes, reminding her of the flowers back home, where the land, she said, went on and on. This is the rope my grandfather strung so that my mama's diapers could blow dry in the hot city breeze. And this is the rope my mama tied around a small duckie's neck. They then pulled it along, singing quack, quack, quack. Here's a ducky. This is the rope my mama held out to the girls on the block, her new Brooklyn block, a home of their own that they finally owned. Mama asks shyly, "Anybody want to play?" This is the rope my mama first tripped on as she sang with her friends. Miss Lucy had a baby. She named him Tiny Tim. So they're playing jump rope. This is the rope my mama's brothers took from her room for some crazy game that little boys play. This is the rope my mama found again 10 years later when my grandfather said, "We need a bit of rope to tie these things down inside this here car, like that rope we used to have from back home." Then he drove with my mama off to a college far away from the city. While up at the window, my grandmother waved. Here she is waving. This is the rope my mama placed on the piano around family photos, and me, just a baby, and then a bit bigger, already reaching for it. This is the rope my daddy used when he showed me the way to tie a sailor's knot. 2 times around and pull it real tight. You want whatever you make or do in your life, my daddy said, to last. This is the rope my mama turned as she waved to my daddy and taught me to sing the Miss Lucy song out on our sidewalk right here in Brooklyn just last Friday night. This is the rope that held up the sign saying, "We are all family" at our picnic reunion in the big park up the street from our home. This is the rope, threadbare and graying, that I traded with Grandma for a brand new one. There she is with her rope. Then I jumped a new jump. My name is Beatrice. I come from Brooklyn. As my family smiled proudly, and the sun began setting as Grandma held on to her rope from back home. In her long ago memory of sweet smelling pine. Again, the name of this book is This is the Rope.